going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. It's no secret that Michael Jordan is an avid golfer, and with that, it was only a matter of time before golf started making its way into the Jordan brand. But today, we're taking a look at one of the most exciting and, in my opinion, highly anticipated collaborations between Eastside Golf and Jordan brand. This sneaker is on my top 10 list for the year, and we're here today to talk about why it probably should be on yours. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 12 Out the Mud by Eastside Golf. I know there have been a lot of sneakers coming out lately, and I mean a lot of sneakers. And so it's difficult for a really special collaboration like this to kind of see its way through all the hype of all the other releases that have been coming out. Your Amamenyeres, your Lost and Founds, all these other sneakers that have been coming out lately. But this might be one of the most special collaborations of 2022. Not just for what the shoe is in and of itself, not just because it looks dope, not just because of the story, but because of what it represents, honestly, at a socioeconomic level. I know I've been using that word a lot lately, but it really applies with this one as well. We're talking about a lot of things from race to sports. Let's dive in. Actually, before we dive in, we gotta take another look at this box because the packaging, chef's kiss. All right, you guys saw the plastic sleeve with the big Jumpman on the front. Dope enough as it is, but let's talk a little bit about this box and let's talk about the artwork on this box. I haven't seen artwork, true artwork. This is a watercolor painting on the lid of this box, and when we look at the watercolor painting, it's of an African-American man represented by, of course, the what I call the new Jumpman for golf, with the gold chain swinging off of his neck, swinging that club on the fairway here. So incredible shot here of a young, especially young, black golf player getting ready to do his thing with a pair of the original Eastside Golf Air Jordan 4s on. I love this box lid and this artwork so much, but one thing I do want to point out here is that right here on the side of the box here, there's a child wearing the Eastside Golf t-shirt. I thought that was really dope. All right, now when we open up the box here, now the first thing I want to point out is that in the bottom of the box here, on the floor, it's all grass, of course, looking like a golf course. Of course, we're talking about the Eastside Golf collection, so that makes sense. But we also got to talk about the paper as well. If you'll notice here, this is what is known as red clay dirt. Now, that's really kind of the history, kind of the inspiration behind the entire collection is the Georgia red clay dirt. If you don't know anything about Georgia red clay, you're in the right place. I'm going to let you know a little bit of something about it, but that's what's on the inside of the paper. Now, let's get to the shoe. All right, starting with the upper of the shoe here, the first thing that I'm gonna tell you guys is that the materials, nice materials. The quality of these shoes is actually really nice. The leather a bit tumbled on the upper of the shoe in this nice kind of muslin creamish type of color here on the top, but very, very nice. I'm not mad at it. It feels really nice, a little upgrade. Now it's complemented by the gold eyelets, the classic Air Jordan 12 metal eyelets, except this time they're like a goldish type color, a little kind of like a silverish goldish color, but it looks really good. Now moving down from there into the mudguard of the shoe here, kind of the reptilian print of what's supposed to be the reptilian print, you actually have this really interesting texture here. This isn't the normal texture that you would feel on an Air Jordan 12. And if you want my opinion, I think that the texture here is actually made to represent more of that red clay dirt because it actually feels like dirt, almost like it would come off on your hand if you rubbed it too hard. Now, I like that. Now, from there on the lateral and medial side, you also have the goldish kind of silver clips here with the Jumpman, of course, on this side, nothing on the medial side, but really nice touch. I like that. On the heel of the shoe here, you'll notice that the midsole is a solid kind of red clay color like we talked about. I think this is the burnt sunrise color, which is an interesting name, but I believe it's made to represent this splash of mud. So you'll notice this kind of splash effect moving from the midsole up into the shoe itself, a little bit into the upper. But not only that, the midsole is also textured, and to me, the texture represents the reptilian print once again. So I think it's made a little bit more textured to represent that red clay Georgia dirt. Taking the top down look at the shoe here, you can really see the tumble on that tongue a little bit better here. You have the burnt sunrise 2-3 spelled out, of course, classic Air Jordan 12 going down the tongue as well. You also get a pair of cream colored laces, or those muslin colored laces with these as well. Now on the tongue of the shoe, really, really dope. You have the Eastside Golf Man. You know what? I'm gonna call him Golf Man. I just came up with that, but I'm gonna go with Golf Man. Jump Man for basketball for Michael Jordan, I'm calling him Golf Man. So you have that Golf Man logo for Eastside Golf here. Even has the little gold chain swinging on the stitching as well. Beautiful touch. I love that. I love how black these are. Can I say that? All right, on the inner lining of the shoe here, the sock liner, you have kind of this really nice Feels like neoprene, but I guess it has kind of a sateen type of finish here. So really nice, soft, neutral colored sock liner. Moving around to the heel of the shoe, you have the classic 23 on the heel in black. You also have Golf Jordan or Jordan Golf as opposed to the Air Jordan logo that we would normally see in this design. But it's dope because it's on the back of a pair of Air Jordan 12s where normally would see for the greatest player ever, but this time we just get the Golf Jordan. Very dope. Really dope accessory on this one. Once again, Jordan Brand has been giving us some really nice accessories on our shoes lately. The hang tags have been really dope. I'm Meniere, dope hang tag. The Nina Chanel 2s, very dope hang tag. Right here on the Eastside Golf 12s, very nice hang tag. You got Golfman there swinging that club while the chain is swinging as well. Very dope. Even the insoles deserve some love. On the left insole here, you have the full screen print picture of the grass here, the turf there with the white Jumpman on the heel. On the right insole here, you have that Georgia red clay. Of course, we're talking about getting it out the mud with the white Jumpman on the heel. And last but certainly not least, on the outsole, semi-translucent outsole on the forefront and the heel of the shoe, you have that grass as well, kind of that turf. Really, really dope touch here. So thoughtfulness inside of the design of this sneaker, incredible. Knocked it out of the park. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the Eastside Golf Air Jordan 12 Out the Mud collection. Now, here's what's crazy about this. This sneaker was actually one of 5 sneakers that released in this collection after the extremely successful release of the original Eastside Golf Air Jordan 4s that came out in 2021. That sneaker right now, literally the highest bid on that sneaker in my size right now is triple the retail price. And the retail price is already $220. Jordan Golf has already been getting a lot of shine lately with them kind of reinventing some of the more iconic silhouettes, the Air Jordan 4, the Air Jordan 12, the Air Jordan 1 into golf shoes. But the cool thing about the Eastside Golf collection is that now you have a really thoughtful story behind a golf collaboration, which is something that we're really not used to seeing, but it works. And due to the monumental success of the original Eastside Golf Air Jordan 4, it looks like Jordan Brand pretty much bet the farm this time around and gave them 5 different shoes for the Out the Mud collection, starting with, of course, the lifestyle version of the Air Jordan 12. Now, you also got a lifestyle Air Jordan 1 low, you got a golf Air Jordan 1 high, you got a golf Air Jordan 12 low, you got the Jordan ADG, which was really fly as well. Like, they gave us a lot of different options this time around. Not only that, but they also gave us some of the dopest apparel that I think I've seen in quite some time as well. But who exactly is Eastside Golf and why is it so special? Well, for that, we're going to take a little trip down to Eastside Atlanta, and I want to introduce you guys to Olajuwon Ajanaku. Now, he is a professional golfer that actually has been golfing since the age of around 5 or 6. He's originally from Eastside Atlanta, hence the name Eastside Golf, and he actually ended up going to Morehouse College where he would meet his future co-founder of Eastside Golf, Earl Cooper. Now, even though Olajuwon's passion was in golf and him and Earl, along with the rest of their golf team at Morehouse, after going there on a golf scholarship, mind you, won the national championship, Olajuwon didn't immediately go into his entrepreneurial dreams of golf. He actually ended up going into corporate finance for a long time, almost a decade, before realizing that it was time for him to take a bet on himself and to revisit full-time the thing that he loved the most, which was golf. Earl took a little different approach. Earl actually ended up becoming a PGA professional. He actually became one of the best golf teachers in Golf Digest. He became the first Black professional golfer at the Detroit Country Club, not to mention a host of other accomplishments that Earl had as well. So when Olajuwon decided to take this thing full-time, like a lot of golfers, he needed a sponsor. But the crazy thing about it was that he was having a really tough time finding a sponsor, so he decided to sponsor himself. Hence, Eastside Golf was born, originally as a clothing brand and apparel brand that was designed to introduce a cool way of wearing dope clothes on the golf course and to introduce a younger generation of golfers and brown and Black golfers into the game of golf that, let's be honest, traditionally has not seen a ton of Black faces, maybe outside of Tiger Woods and maybe a handful of others. Golf has traditionally not really been a Black man's game historically. Now again, we've got Tiger Woods, and I think a lot of people feel like, hey, y'all got Tiger, be happy with that. But I think people like Olajuwon and Earl wanted to make sure that we really stamped our imprint, especially as millennial golfers that are coming through the ranks and doing some phenomenal things out there on the golf courses. But as millennials, we like to look fresh while we do it. We want to tap into that streetwear and fashion side that says, hey, you know what? We're just as good as the Jack Nicklaus's and all these other guys of yesteryear, but we can be on the tee dominating and looking fly while doing it at the same time. But it was a grind though, as it is a grind for a lot of people that look like me. And we've seen what that grind looks like in different facets of life, thanks to other projects through the lens of people like James Whitner and other people like that. This time we're looking through that lens, but when it comes to the golf course and getting it out the mud, or grinding for everything that you get, working hard for every accomplishment that you make out here, that's the very soul of this collection. So the Georgia Red Clay isn't just the mud that used to be all over Olajuwon's shoes when he would go home at night every night after golfing all day long, but it's actually a double meaning because it talks about the struggle and the tribulations and the trials that he went through in order to make Eastside Golf what it is today. And listen, y'all, with a story like that, how can you not love this collection and love this collaboration? These were a hidden gem of 2022. I think this sneaker was incredibly slept on. Understandable, because there's a lot of shoes that are coming out this year that it's understandable that these kind of fell under the radar. But y'all, listen, with the packaging I showed you, with this sneaker, with the story, with the materials, with the execution, with the apparel, honestly, it's getting on my top 10 list. I don't know what the whole top 10 list is gonna look like. It's gonna be a tough one this year, but these have a place on my top 10 list. This is one of the most incredibly thoughtful projects of this year, something very near and dear to the heart of Olajuwon and Earl, especially for a new company. They just founded the company in the summer of 2019. So look at what they've had to do and how hard they've had to hustle to go from being a new company to getting their own Jordan brand collaboration. This isn't the first time that we've seen this with a new company. We just saw the 218 Air Jordan 2 Low, another personal favorite of mine for the year. Storytelling at the brand this year has been off the charts. It's been really difficult to keep up with, but my goodness, I've loved doing it because y'all know I love telling y'all these stories, especially ones that are near and dear to the heart like this. So if you didn't pick these up, I get it, I understand. Maybe you'll look up and actually be able to get these for the low, because these are still going for retail price on all of the resale markets right now. Y'all listen, grab them, buy them. Nobody's telling me to tell y'all this. I'm just telling you to get them because they're worth it. From the quality to the execution, to the story, to the packaging, you can't go wrong with it. All right, that's pretty much all that I gotta say about these. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Eastside Golf Air Jordan 12 from the Out the Mud collection. Are these ones that you guys went ahead and picked up and added to your collection? Or for whatever reason, did you take a hard pass on these? Are these on your reach back list? Are these something that maybe you might try to get later on when you got a little extra cash or something like that? Sound them down below. Let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 12 Out the Mud by Eastside Golf. And until next time, I'm out.